So you're fixing the fire damage here?
Yes, sir. Boarding up the windows and doors.
So you're boarding up the windows and doors?
Yes, sir.
From Army Special Operations Command's work?
Yes, sir. Securing it so that way no vandalism or anything.
You're securing it so no vandalism.
Well, they still tear things up.
So. Oh, I understand. No, we appreciate what you're doing. Just a few more questions if you have the time. I understand you're busy. Did you actually see Army Special Operations Delta Force?
I seen some of it. That was it.
What color were their uniforms?
I don't recall. It was dark and from a distance.
From a distance, you really couldn't make out their black uniforms very closely.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
All different types of helicopters, or just mainly one type?
Mainly one type that I'd seen.
Was that Black Hawk?
I'm not sure. I don't
Larger
know
helicopters?
Medium size, I'd say.
Medium size. Were the police working with them in these exercises?
They had the streets blocked off.
Basically, this is a brick building, so the flammable things burned.
Yes. Just like wood and things like that, I guess.
So basically, this building is burnt out on the inside?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So it's just the things that are charcoaled on the inside.
Did the military come around here afterwards and clean up all the shell casings and things?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Did you hear weapons fire?
Yes, we heard machine guns, or we heard weapons.
You heard machine guns and explosions?
Yeah, there's explosions.
Could you see the explosions or just hear them?
You can just hear them.
Can you, I know...
I need to
oh, yes,
get
sir.
back to work here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for your time.
All right.
Keith, you go around inside while I keep it diverted, and I'll get us some of the fire damage footage.
Sure, give it a shot.
Well, you're looking at the upper floor, and our cameraman's a little bit nervous, as you can see, of the Kingsville Police Department's detectives building, supposedly deserted. We'll go downstairs in just a little while and show you the damage there, and then we'll go interview some folks around the town, from just average citizens to officials. Again, why are they practicing taking over police stations? In Kingsville, they did warn some of the officials. In Port Aransas, they did not. Again, we ought to just think about that for a second. Why are they engaging in this behavior? To condition the police as well as the general citizenry. Completely burnt out on the second floor of the Kingsville Police Department Detectives Building.
Well, here we have it, where they've blown open the door and the ransacking. They've come in and pulled out all the fire damage and put up new plywood over there, as you can see. That's where they came through the windows. Well, here we go through the murk, through the fire damage they've pulled out.
Notice the workmen repainting the supposedly abandoned Kingsville Police Department. That doesn't make much sense to me, but again, who knows? Maybe I am a conspiracy theorist, but why was it still fully furnished with leather chairs and file cabinets and desks and computer screens and phone systems? You never know. I'm still trying to figure that out. Perhaps they wanted everything left intact so their training and their psychological test would be pulled off a little bit cleaner and smoother. Again, you decide.
So y'all are just painting over the black burn marks? Delta Force munitions, a solid ceramic slug used to blast open doors. So the jackbooted thugs don't even have to hurt their feet anymore. They just got these.
Juan Garcia.
Juan, what's your position here in the city of Kingsville?
Oh, I work for Malby Construction.
So y'all are just contracted out for the city to repair
just to secure the buildings. That's all. This building and the Exxon building. And that's it. I mean, that's our only job.
So now y'all are here just to secure and put the windows back in and kind of tear out some of the fire damage and things that were caused here to the police station.
Yeah, we were, like I said, we were waiting to seal off the building. So that's all they told us, you know. That's all they, basically they told us we were going to be sealing off a building late at night, and that's all, you know. That's
after it was broken into.
Right.
Did you see what happened?
We heard gunfire and, you know, small explosions and stuff, but actually what actually happened, though, the helicopters, you know, zooming around.
Can you tell us what you saw and heard?
Basically what I saw was just helicopters flying around and gunfire and explosions, you know. But the police were all there and they told us don't be calm, you know. This is just an exercise.
Just be calm. And
yeah.
Were the police working with the military?
Yes, sir, they were. As far as I know. I mean, because they sealed off the streets, you know, pretty much in a hurry.
Have y'all fixed any bullet holes inside?
No, sir, we're not doing it. All we're doing is the exterior of the building, you know.
Was there bullet holes inside?
Yeah, we saw some, and that's, you know, you couldn't hear very much because there was a lot of noise, choppers and stuff.
How many choppers?
I can't recall. I would say like 6. I don't, you know, I didn't count them. There were small ones and big ones, so.
Oh, small ones and big ones. We were told that there were actually some attack Apache-type aircraft, and then also some Blackhawks in support that were actually delivering the troops.
Right. I guess. I mean, like I said, I don't know the difference between the helicopters, but there was several big ones and some small ones and stuff.
So you saw several big ones and some small ones. Can you try to give us a ballpark figure?
I would say 5, 6. You know, somewhere on there. I don't remember.
So 2 or 3 small ones and 2 or 3 big ones?
Yeah. There wasn't very many big ones. I think there was only like 2 big ones. That's it. And then the rest were just small.
So 2 large helicopters and 4 small helicopters?
Right. Just black. Just black.
Black helicopters?
Yes, sir.
And you couldn't see any markings? Were there lights on the helicopters?
No, sir. Not when I saw them. Not at all.
And how low were they?
Oh, right above the buildings. You know, real low.
Real low.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly dangerous. Your name?
Gracie.
Gracie?
Uh-huh.
Gracie, you live here in Kingsville?
Yes, sir. I live in that building right there in Casa Ricardo.
Wow, you live real close. Did you hear about the helicopter assault on the old police station before it happened?
No. Until that day. There were all these over there and right there. I'm sorry.
No.
And all that time, you know, there'd be no, you know, surroundings like that.
And basically, were you at home when you heard the explosions?
Well, for a matter of fact, I have gone for a walk. And I sit, and then when I got here,
You poor thing, you were actually out here.
I sit on the bench, and then I got scared because, you know, because of the noise. It was so terrible and too loud, you know.
What'd you see? What'd you hear?
Well, they were throwing some bombs, you know, bombing.
Grenades?
Yeah, and some. I think they were using some rifles too, and the other kind of rifles, you know, the one you know, stuff like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gracie lives in Casa Ricardo, approximately 250 feet from the Kingsville Detectives Building, the police department. Casa Ricardo is a nursing home, an old folks' home. This lady's out for a walk, and suddenly black helicopters, men in uniforms running around firing automatic weapons. Now tell me that is not pure insanity and total disregard for the public's safety. Let's continue with the interview.
Just, you know, going back and forth and doing the same thing, you know, but I just couldn't see anything else because I was so scared. I went back to my apartment, and you know. And
So you were out walking, and you actually...
Well, I think it started when I got from my walk. I'm not really too sure.
What'd you see in here again?
Uh-huh.
You were
Well,
saying...
I went back to my apartment because I was so scared, and I got out from there because I could still hear the noise, you know. It was too loud
Make
and
the
too
noise
fast.
for us. Just pow, 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 or
Yeah, of everything, you know. I think they were doing everything on the same time.
explosions and firing.
And everything at the same time, and then I saw one getting down from a parachute and way over there.
You're kidding.
Yes, I did.
What kind of uniforms were they in?
I couldn't barely tell.
You couldn't really see him in the dark.
Yeah, it was dark, so it was no. Well, maybe it's, you know,
Black uniform?
or green or something like that, you know. like the ones that they have, the men from the National Garden. I think they're the same. I can barely tell, and I can barely tell if they were wearing, something like that, like his, or I really couldn't tell. But I saw one.
What about the helicopters?
Well, the helicopters, I don't know. I haven't seen them, so close. They were so big, and
What
just
color?
flying. Well, they look like blacks. I couldn't barely tell. Maybe they were black. I don't know.
No flashing lights on them or anything?
I'm afraid they were. Between, it was 7 to 9 in the evening, 7 to 9. And it was a fire, but I don't know where. I think it was in that building.
They've already painted over it.
Yeah.
Wasn't it all black this morning?
Yeah, it's been all these days like that. I think they fixed it up. But I couldn't tell if it was, right there or over there.